What are your views on open book examinations?
Ma'am, CBSE is planning to conduct a pilot study on open book examinations for class 9, 10, and 11 and 12. Ma'am, it is a good idea in the sense that it will mark a significant shift from rote learning to understanding, whereby students will have to analyze the concepts and write accordingly. And it is also in line with the National Education Policy, which wants to focus on literacy and understanding rather than rote learning. But ma'am, at this current point, I do not think that students are ready for open book tests, because that also needs to bring about a significant change in teaching, the way things are taught, and students need to develop certain skills before they can write. So it is a good concept, but currently I do not think that the students are ready for such a test.
Okay, so how do you suggest that we should bring it? I mean, divide it on basis of in which standards we should bring in, or in which educational subjects should we bring in. So tell me your plan. If you are asked to make a plan for open book educations, open book examinations, how will you do it?
Ma'am, I think that it has to be graded. So we cannot have an open book test for all the classes and for all the subjects at once. So we can try that at least the internal examinations that are held within school and not exams like boards can be conducted at least on a pilot basis for an open book test. And understanding what the deficiencies are from that particular test, we can work on those areas. So for instance, ma'am, teachers can change their teaching patterns, and also the question papers that are being set will have to be changed, and maybe some extra classes will be needed for students. So ma'am, I think gradation approach will be a better way for following the open book test.
Are there any type of education, for example, can you name any type of education where open book education will not be very helpful? I mean, in which cases do you think it will not be very helpful or disadvantages?
Ma'am, I think where certain aspects need to be learnt. For instance, ma'am, if we see where we have to memorize certain aspects for in biology, maybe we need to exactly know how a particular organ works, what are the particular nerves. So I think for that, ma'am, we definitely need to learn, because once they get into that profession, they need to be very sure of certain facts. So ma'am, in that sense, I think certain rote learning is also needed in those particular subjects. But other subjects like specifically social sciences, I think ma'am, open book test would be a better way forward.